I watched this India versus Tajikistan match, and I really wanted to talk about this, but yes, it's been 1 year since that message which has been played by Chetri and fans coming up, watching the players play this game after that plea. One thing which I really need to talk, there are many talking points. One thing is that for India to develop as a country, we need to build a sporting nation. If you want to build a sporting nation, it's not only cricket we need to develop, not only football we need to develop. Cricket, football, hockey, and all other sports needs to be there in a country which is highly populated, and if we can't produce talents with this much population in the country, then it's a shame for the country. And as a Indian citizen, we all need to address this to bring up this country as a sporting nation. And when you see a country only developing in one sport with these many talents, it's not a good sign. If it's a less dense population, you can say that we don't have talents, but we as Indians don't find talents, we don't support them in their talent, and we don't want them to go in that career as a sport which might lead to failure. And they provide education. Agree, education is necessary, but people who have talent don't get the chance to play in the big stage. And if they don't get the chance to play in the big stage, we can't bring out good players in that sport. So something which I need to address is this, and which the new coach of India has also addressed, that we need better strikers. Yes, we are highly dependent on Sunil Chetri to score goals. If he doesn't score goals, who's going to step up? If that's the condition after him retiring, we're not going to find a goal scorer. To find a goal scorer, we need to scout players in India. When you're going to scout players, we need to bring up players. If we don't have players performing in small tournaments, playing in small tournaments, then you can't bring out that player. We have seen that in Indian cricket, when players play for Trophy, then we have IPL. Yes, we bring out players. I'm not saying that India is not doing that in football. We have ISL and we have I League. We have developed players from that, and that's why we are moved from the position of 170 ranked to 100 ranked. I'm not saying we're not developing players, but if we need to grow higher, to bring up the sport in the country, we need to we need to bring up players. We need to bring up players, bring good coaches, send them to other countries, develop the sport, give them extra training. It needs to be done. You can't do this in 1 to 3 days. It has years and months, but we need to follow a project. Without a project, a proper built project, you can't expect the players and to come up and step up and play in these matches and score goals or win games. We need to build a project, and we just can't be saying that we see ourselves in 10 to 14 years as a top 10 Asian team. In business, without your sales, without your cost, without your profit, you can't go and say that I'm going to make 8 billion dollars in the next 3 years, when you know your profits are falling and when you know your sales are falling. When your forecast, so that means it's a bad forecasting. We can bring the same forecasting in terms of uh, football in India and other sports in India, saying that we're going to be really good in this sport in another 5 6 years. But as you see, there's no built project, and no not a proper project built by the team, by the country, and no less support from the government. And when you have this, you can't develop sports. The sports minister needs to step up, the government needs to step up, develop each and every sport. When a country, if India needs to develop not only in sport, in all the other industries, we need support from everyone. When that happens, then our country will see us going really forward. And something which I need to address in this football team is the first match against India was just Tajikistan. The reason why we lost is not because we are a bad team and we have no talent. I'm not saying that. We have done a really great job. One disappointment is that You're sacking players and sacking coaches and getting new coaches. Agree with that. You want a change in it after the Asia Cup he has lost. I would say that they could have sticked with Constantine, who has bought this team here, and bought us good players. As that's one of the backside, I would say that it's that. But Stimac is a really good coach. He's changed the philosophy of this team. He has changed the players, bringing more youngsters to set up in this team. And it's his third match. I'm not saying he's done really bad with the team. He's done really good with the team. The reason which I saw something which wasn't there in the Indian team before was the composure with the ball and and in the what's that yeah, when in terms of in the halves, in our halves, they really do well, and there is more chance of a goal scoring threat for the team which wasn't there. The composure with the ball is really good. The work rate of the players has been really good, and the midfield, I've seen a player called Sahal, which plays with has good feet with the ball, passes around, creates the chances, and when you see have a good playmaker in the team, then it's something really good. So we have the talent in the squad, but the thing is that we need to have a good mentality. So when we see our team leading ourselves in a 2 goal lead, a coach needs to set up the defense really well and not concede 4 goals to lose this match. That's really bad, and that brings up the terms of mentality. It's not the talent. So when you have the mentality of the players needs to be that, guys, stick up with the defense, don't give them spaces, and try to have a composed defense at the back. Have that players not playing them having the ball narrow or not coming in the middle of the pitch and giving open spaces for them to score goals. And that's something which happened in that game. When you have our left backs and right backs playing in a really high line, and our centre backs opening the halves in the middle, giving spaces for the strikers to have a good run and score goals, and that has led to us scoring 4 goals in the second half, which wasn't that. So we should have kept it narrow and kept our team composed with the ball. Ball, keep the ball in the hand. Don't give up the ball. Don't lose possession. Something which these players needs to learn, and I know Stimac will be working on this. Yes, this is something which India team needs to look when you have to win games. You just can't give away the ball and lose. Something which needs to be developed. Third match, and has done a decent job. Lost 2 matches and only won 1 game. Third match, you can't assess much with this coach, but yes, that's something which we need to look forward if you want to develop this team. And I believe in the Indian squad that they'll bring out players, and this team will grow high, much higher. And once that happens, we can challenge for the World Cup. I don't see ourselves qualifying for the 2023 World Cup. If they qualify, I take back my words. But still, with the way we are developing, we need more development, because the teams when we play against Australia and against good Asian teams like Japan, we might lose that game because we don't still have the we have the team is developing, but we have not yet reached the heights, and something we need to develop. So the 2026 World Cup is a really 2020 wait 2021 and 2025 World Cup is going to be really important for us to qualify. It's happening in the USA and Mexico, and when you have an extra team and 2 extra teams in it, it helps us to qualify. So what our team needs to do is keep a project of the 2026 World Cup project, keep that in hand, and start to build a squad from now, and that's how it's going to work. You can't go ahead with the empty-handed sheet without preparation and tell us, oh, we're going to qualify in 2023. You can't do that. When you go for an exam, you need to prepare yourself, get ready, and go. You just can't randomly go and give an exam, or either know what the content is. Either two of them needs to happen, but you just can't randomly go and just have random plans and random projects and tell us that we are developing. So 2026 is the World Cup we see us qualifying, and for that to happen, we need to build up a base team from now. So come India, to develop, we need to do this. And for all sports, please do guide them and bring them up. When you have a sporting nation, it's something really good for the country. Not only cricket, 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 cricket. How much cricket will you see? I'm not saying cricket is not needed for the country. Cricket is also needed for the country, but only having cricket is a harm. Thank you.